Hello there. My name is Godfrey Mutiga and this is Meru TV. Today we are talking about Fireplace. My guest today wants to tell us what it takes to set up a successful law firm. Ladies and gentlemen, I host Wakili Marius Maranya. Wakili, karibu kwenye Fireplace.
Thank you, Mutiga. And
good to see you. I must admit you're looking the part.
Good to see you too. You are equally on the same task.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Maybe you would like to introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us who is Wakili Marius Maranya.
Yes, my name is Marius Maranya. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I am now doing my 8th year in practice.
Yes.
And that's it. It's 2 years. I'm less 2 years to become to fulfill the qualifications of a judge of the High Court. I do private practice. And I'm doing private practice after I left the government. Initially I've served government as the attorney for the county assembly. I've also served in the CIC, the former CIC, Nyachaya's Commission, commonly known as Nyachaya's Commission. I served as a legal officer. Yes. And also had a short stint at the private sector where I served in the Equity Bank during my formative stages of the legal profession. Yes. I served as a litigation officer for Equity Bank. That is sometimes back when I was a very young counsel then. I was starting up my legal practice. Yes.
Okay, fine. Take us through the journey. You know, our viewers may be wondering, how was your life growing up?
I grew up in the Interland, the lower part of Tigania West, that is in Meru County, a place called Akithe, is Akithe Ward, a sublocation called Moerongkanga. That is the deep part of Akithe Ward, the lower part of Akithe Ward. Yes. I studied in a school called, a day school called Muramba Primary School. As I just told you, I was born a son of a pastoralist. My father was a nomadic pastoralist. Yes,
I've seen that, especially in your social media, talking about being a pastoralist.
Yes, my father was a pastoralist as a appointee and kept over 800 ends of cattle. But unfortunately, that's a short-lived wealth where today you have 800 ends of cattle. Tomorrow all of them have been washed away by the bandits. So that is what happens. So I was a son of in my time, my primary school time was on off. I am in for school for 1 month, in a term of 3 months. The other part of the months I've gone into the grazelands, grazing. That's how I grew.
You started grazing at a very
Yes, I started grazing at actually I started grazing before I went to nursery school, because I went to nursery school at the age of 7 years. Yes. I would graze around 300 the small, these the calves. Yeah. So that is before I joined the primary school in 1993. So I would graze calves to the tune of around 300. The tune of around 300. From there, I went to primary school. After that, very rigorous exercise of 9 years. 9 years. Is it 9 years inclusive of the 1 year of nursery school? Yes. I proceeded to the high school studies now. In fact, I remember I went to high school 2 months after everyone else and reported, because by the time the results were out, I was still at the lower part of northeastern, still grazing. So I had no knowledge the fact that my results are out, despite the fact that I had passed quite well. And almost everyone reported to secondary school except myself, because I had no knowledge of the fact that I've even been called to report to high school. Yes. I reported late, 2 months after, to a school called Meru Secondary School. I started again. Now the level of engagement with the cattle was minimized, because I would only go to graze over the holiday when there were no tuition. Yes. You remember there sometimes we would some classes from Form 3 and Form 4 would go for tuition, but the lower secondary school classes we were exempted from that for that. Yes. And so I continue now, but I reduced it. At Meru, fortunately, I performed quite well. I got an A in my KCSE. Yes. And that is where now we were required to make applications for courses. I had no knowledge of what I would pick.
At that point, you did not know what to pick.
I did not know what to pick. I was just picking because my exposure was quite little. My exposure was quite little in terms of careers.
Yeah, I can imagine from the Gracelands and then
you are now brought. You are required to choose a career which you don't have. Or the way people would say, "I want to be a doctor." I wanted to be nothing. I mean, I didn't want to be anything.
Yeah.
I didn't to be anything.
You thought most probably you would go back to Grace in the kettle.
Perhaps that was my benchmark. I want the thing that I was exposed to is Gracelands. I mean the kettle and all that. Yeah. Yes, I had very little exposure. I can tell you for sure. Yes. At the point that I was supposed to make application for courses. But I was very good in mathematics. I must say I was very good in mathematics because all the mathematics related courses I never scored anything less than A. So when I was told that I will at some point be required to choose courses, I would think perhaps the best I would be is a mathematics teacher. So someone whispered to me, "Why don't you try law? Why don't you try medicine or law?" Medicine to me I never liked it at that point because I would imagine of what doctor, I never wanted to die in the course of my duty. You are not
interacted with the doctor that way.
I didn't like it. Although I was qualified, I would do a medical course, but I didn't quite like it. But someone whispered to me that you can try law. You can try law because you would be a judge or some magistrate and all that. Yeah. And I said, this one looks better. Yeah. It looks better. Not because I know what entails it, but out of the choice, I saw this is okay. Yes. The first choice I did law. The second choice I did law. I applied for law. The third one I again applied for law. Then the fourth one I said I want to be a mathematics teacher because I wanted to teach mathematics. I said Bachelor of Education, Mathematics, Bachelor of Mathematics, something close to that.
So in other words, for the sake of our viewers, it's at that point that you now decided you wanted to become a lawyer.
It is at that point. Okay. At that point I decided I want to be a lawyer, but my passion was to teach mathematics. Okay. Even in another level, I think apart from now my interaction with the law, and I came to like it, and I thought that I would always wish to be a teacher of mathematics because I knew I had a special some special liking for mathematics. Yeah. I was very good in mathematics, and that's why if you see mathematics, I got an A. Physics, I got an A. All the mathematics courses, I got straight A's. Okay. Yes. And then I applied. I was
did the application.
Yes. After some point, I went now back to Graceland.
Back to being the pastoralist.
The pastoralist. For the period that after Form 4, there are some period that you used to stay at home.
You have to be called to the university.
And again to go back to the Gracelands and continue with my career as a pastoralist. Then I was called. Fortunately, I was called to do law at Meru University. Yes. I proceeded.
4 years.
4 years. I did my LLB, that is Bachelor of Laws, in Meru University for the period of 4 years. Yes. That is now what actually opened me up to know what entails to be a lawyer. Okay. I had very scant information on what being a lawyer is. But of course, my exposure at the university gave me the clear picture. What am I required to do as a lawyer? Even the entire curriculum of a lawyer, because I thought I never imagined there could be somewhere else, the Kenya School of Law, where I'm supposed to go after the university. I thought I'm finishing it at the university and either go to work. Yes. But I established that I got to know of the curriculum at length. Okay. At length.
You met the best of the teachers.
I met the best of the teachers. I also met the best of the mentors. I was very aggressive. Yes. I can say I was an aggressive young man. I started working my first term, not first semester. After my first semester, even when I've not been clearly oriented, yes. I have always been hearing of the late Justice Remita. Yes. Who when I came for the first holiday, I said I must look for this judge. And apparently he came from not far away from where I come from. Yes. I made that attempt of ensuring that I've met with Justice Remita. Yes. And when I met Justice Remita, he was so welcoming. he actually told me that instead of going back now to the Graceland, during over the holidays I can host you in my law firm. I'll be paying you a salary of Kenya shillings 5,000. Look for places how you can be accommodated within town. Then over the
that's in Nairobi?
No, that is in Meru.
Meru.
That is in Meru.
Okay.
So over all the long holidays, I was assured of a job at my Remita and Company Advocates. And that's how we came to become very, very close with late Justice Remita. May the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace.
Okay.
So
and then 4 years
he gave me a clear grasp now of what am I required to do. Is someone who had served as an advocate for long. He's one of pioneer advocates in the entire country, and also served as a judge. So he was an all-rounded advocate, both on the bench and on the other side of the bar. So he gave me, I can attest that he gave me the best of the training. I attribute most of even what I do today to the judge, to the late judge, even more than my teachers in the law school. Because he taught me the practical aspects of law. Yes. Okay. And I later came to be his advocate, his personal advocate.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Now, you said you left the government employment.
Yes.
Doing private
practice.
I would like, because this program, we want to know what it takes to set up a successful law firm.
Yes.
Maybe you tell us why did you decide to leave government employment for practice?
The passion, I have always had a passion for practice, for the private practice of law, and that's why at first I got employed at Equity Bank, and then I remember resigning from Equity Bank to come now and join Justice Mita in private as an associate. But immediately I left like this. Initially, when I was in Equity Bank and then applied for a job of a legal officer at the commission called Commission for Implementation of the Constitution, the one that is commonly known as the Nyachaya Commission. The following day, I was called to attend to an interview while in Nairobi and planned to relocate to Meru to come and start my private practice. I attended the interview and I was successful. I was called for a job. I had to postpone now my relocation to Meru. To Meru. I worked there for 1 year again, around 1 year and I think around 13 months. At some point, county government came. While working at CIC, I made an application also for a legal counsel at Meru County Government. When I'm about to resign again, and I even spoken to Remita that now I'm very serious, I'm coming to join you. I'm coming to join you. Is when I was again called for an interview. So I said, all the same, I have to resign where I was. I gave a resignation notice that was lasting for a month. Within that 1 month, I was making arrangement now of shifting to Meru. I have always had that striking love for private practice. Unfortunately, I again, instead of coming to private practice, I was picked as a legal person for the county.
Wakili, what does it take to set up a law firm? What does it take?
First of all, law is not a profession that you can just learn. You must have that passion. You must have the passion. If you lack the passion and you set up a law firm is not about the furniture, it's not about everything. It's about the services that you're offering to the needy, to those who need it. If you have a magnificent office and the services are not as you are not giving the proper of the services to the people, your law firm will not grow. Your law firm will grow only depending on you as a person. Are you an enthusiast? Are you a legal enthusiast? Are you one person who is passionate about practice of law? Then again, passion in law, it is something that can always be enhanced. It has to be grown each time, has to be grown, because law requires a serious research. A serious research. You must have all the materials to keep updating yourself, because I am telling you, we have 1,000 files, but there's no single file that is similar to the other. You have to research on every file. You have to make research on every file. Every case comes with its own uniqueness.
Yes.
Every unique. It may be looking similar, but it has its own uniqueness.
Yes.
Its own needs. So, setting up a law firm is how you do it yourself.
Yes.
The enthusiasm, that charisma in practice, how you present your case. You may have a very good case, then you don't present it well. Yeah. So if you present cases well, if you articulate very well, you know the judge does not know the facts. It's you to put the facts into him and the law also into you. If you don't put it proper, even if you have a very good case,
yes,
you lose a good case. You always lose a good case.
Yes.
Yes.
At Maranya and Company Advocates,
yes,
what kind of legal services do you offer to the people of Kenya?
At MD Maranya Advocates,
yes, we
we have found ourselves majoring so much on constitutional issues and land. And I'm very good in criminal cases, yes, but I usually for my own reason I don't like going to handling criminal cases. Yes. But I have found myself almost capitalizing on the constitutional issues and the land issues. Yes. For the constitutional issues, I think is because of my long stint at the Commission for Implementation of the Constitution, where we almost drafted all the laws that this country is having, is enjoying nowadays. Yeah. And again, I joined the government. The government also building the government from the scratch requires a lot of compliance on constitutional issues. So I kind of out of practice ended up practice more of a constitutional law than other. I believe I am personally an expert on constitutional law. Yes. Then land laws also, and this is from what I learned from the Remitters office. He was a serious land lawyer, yes, and I inherited that one also, yes, also from his office. So at the end of the day, we end up specializing mostly on constitutional issues and land issues. Okay. And land issues.
All right, Wakili, according to your explanation, it seems your star started shining at a very young age. And we have seen even in the press and even in the media that, yes, you have really handled some serious cases, yes, including the Deputy Justice's case.
Yes, yes.
Would you like to tell our viewers what it takes to handle such cases of big magnitude?
Of course, if you are serious in whatever you do, people will always spot you. Yes. You will always be spotted. You can never hide yourself if you are serious on what you do. And that is where a client left all the lawyers in the country and came to instruct me, yes, on the case, on a very landmark case that led to the removal of the temporary removal of the former chief, the current Deputy Chief Justice, yes, Philomena Mwilu. We made that application in court. That constitutional petition in court, and it was successfully removed the Chief Justice, and before he came on another out of court resolution that we can temporarily have to avoid a constitutional crisis, but of course the case continued. But in that case we had a serious constitutional issue. Yes. That this lady was faced with cases of serious constitutional violation of the constitution, of the constitution. All that we know is that once you are faced with a case relating to Chapter 6 or leadership or integrity, you step aside from your office, yes, until that case is either determined. Yes. But we did not see when she was charged with an offense relating to integrity issues. We did not see her step aside from the office of the Chief Justice, just like any other people, including the elected governors who are stepping aside. You know, Moses Kasaine of Samburu, Sonko, and so many others who stepped out who are barred from accessing their office because of the cases that they were facing. So we're asking, is it an animal farm where some animals are more equal than others? We're saying that Chief Justice must step aside. In any case, how can you be the Deputy Chief Justice and in office, and some junior magistrate or judges are supposed to hear cases against you, and you are still their boss? So it beats logic. We made that explanation to the court, and the court heard us, and the court heard us and gave us the orders, yes, that he did. The Chief Justice ought to have stepped aside, just like the law says, and even the practice of that law says. Yes. Because we had seen the same being applied to others, including the elected leaders. Okay. Yes. Any other major cases that you've... We have also handled the case on KDF, the KDF taking up 20,000 acres of people of Tigania East as the Garemara Gambela adjudication area, where we managed to stop KDF that had started evicting people from 17,000 people from the land. We successfully also stopped that one, and the issue has now been almost resolved. We are the tail end. Eventually, people have now secured their land. We explained to the land court, the High Court handling land, that indeed KDF cannot purport to say that they have a title of a land that is currently undergoing adjudication.
Yes.
And because adjudication is a process, you cannot say that you have a title of a parcel of land that is currently going through adjudication process. How did you obtain land? How did you obtain a title? Obtaining a title is a process, not an event. Not an event. If you have a title that did not go through the process, then that's a piece of paper.
Yes.
In any case, you never, before an area is declared as an adjudication area for purpose of ascertainment of rights, you have 60 days in the Gazette Notice to oppose if you have a title. They never oppose that declaration. It is at the tail end that they are brandishing now a copy of a document they are calling a title.
Yes.
So we managed to fight for that title to be cancelled, to be nullified, and of course they abandon any claim against that 20,000 acres of land within Gambela, Garemara.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so many other. I have also had cases on impeachment of county ministers.
Yes.
You remember the case of former Minister of Lands, Bikori. Yes, his name was Bikori. He went to court to stop the county assembly from impeaching him because he thought that impeaching him would be unconstitutional.
All right. So
I acted for the county assembly. And fortunately for our side, the minister lost. Lost, and said that the county assembly can properly and within the law impeach you if you have violated the constitution.
All right.
And he lost, but at the end of the day, the issue again was resolved amicably. And there was no, those are issues of friction.
All right.
The friction ended, and all was satisfied.
Okay.
Yes.
Wakili, you have grown up in the lower parts of Tingania.
Yes.
Recently we have seen the cases of insecurity rising.
Yes.
In that particular area.
Yes.
What is your comment?
I have been entangled in that issue because when the seven people were massacred at a place called Moronkoro, I became the secretary of the committee that was preparing for their send-off, and also I remember I submitted the memorandum on what need to be done to His Excellency the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga on what need to be done. Again, the skirmishes continued even after all the warnings that were done by the leaders, both the security leaders and the political leadership. But I am now very glad that only 2 days ago, I attended a meeting of the county security team where the governor was present, the Meru County Governor was present, the county commissioner was present, the county commanders and all the security ends, the chiefs were there, the security chiefs were there. And we resolved that to remove or to completely eradicate the issue of this issue, a recurring issue of security. We have a permanent GSU camp at the area.
Okay.
As we speak today, the GSU camp is being established at the area. Their places of residence is being, and other amenities are being established. We have a battalion of 30 GSU officers to camp there permanently. Permanently. And the issue will be completely resolved. We also have a rearming of the KPR, the National Police Reservice, that were armed initially, but the arms were confiscated from them. They were returned to them, 60 of them. Number two, that issue of KDF land, because it's within the same area, in such a manner that it will also beef up security, because the KDF have been relocated from that area, the Gambela Garemara area, to another far-flung area where that strip, where they will be given a strip of land, and that strip of land will now be declared a military zone. That means there will be no movement within, and that strip is between at the border of Meru and Isiolo. There will be no that frequent movement. You cannot keep moving at will. So the bandits cannot move to the Meru side, and the Merus also cannot shift to the other place because it will become a protected area. Military areas, military zones are protected. You can't pass at will. there are rules about it.
All right.
Yes. So I believe I'm optimistic that this problem will completely come to an end at the once we start now operationalizing those measures. Okay. As we speak now, people are receiving the NPR are receiving their firearms back. The GSU have already reported to the area, and we are about to enter a consent that will lead to establishment of that military zone.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Lastly, Wakili, to that young man who wants to become a lawyer, what will your last message to them?
Being a lawyer is a good thing. It's a good thing because I think apart you have that apart from the basic things in life, and of course which you also get as a lawyer. There's no lawyer you can unless you are not a very serious lawyer. You also lawyering has money because it's one of the most expensive profession. I will tell you that. There's no lawyer who is a poor man unless you are not very serious. Number two, it satisfies your curiosity again. It satisfies you. For example, if given another chance, another chance to do another degree, I will do still law. Give me a small scholarship, I will do law. Give me a certificate, I will do a certificate in law. Give me a diploma, I will do a diploma in law. Give me a degree, I will do anything, I will do law. It is a bit satisfying. I can tell you that I feel satisfied as a lawyer because even that's if I want to pick your pen like this, and and I'm not saying that I do this, and you realize, oh, this pen, whoever is stealing from you is a lawyer, you just say, forget about it. Forget about it. I don't want the troubles of a lawyer, but we are not troublesome. It's only that we are perceived to be lawyers, but all the same, it is a cause that requires you to have the passion. If you don't have the passion for law, leave it. Okay. Follow your passion. Yes. Follow your passion. And I will repeat that one. Follow your passion. If you are not passionate about law, do other things. Okay. Law requires you to be passionate. It requires you to be quite charismatic, and requires you to grow it. It is you. It acts in you as a person. It's not a very good cause for everyone. It is for you. It's a good cause for a good person who is passionate about it. All right. Yes.
Thank you, Wakili, and thank you for creating time to be on Fireplace.
Yes.
This is where we inspire people to be the best that they can.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I also appreciate to have you to answer the queries. Yes. I really appreciate that. I wish anyone who wants to do law, it's a good thing. Yeah. Please indulge into it. But you must inculcate that passion in you. Okay. You must have passion before you engage in the profession.
Asante Wakili.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your time.
My appreciations also. Yes.
Meru TV viewers, that has been Fireplace. I've been your host, Godfrey Mutiga. Thank you so much for your continued support in our social media at Meru TV on Facebook and Meru TV on YouTube. I've been hosting Wakili Marius Maranya here to tell us what are the baby steps of setting up a successful law firm. See you next time.